No, right? All right. Heard that. Okay, so let me get this off the screen. Okay. All right. So this infinity loop is going to demonstrate a tool to you that you can use to change your outcomes. All right. So the first step is to know yourself as an employee, as a manager, as a business owner. You need to know yourself first before you can lead others. Okay. So first step is to know yourself. Now, this is the issue. When things happen and challenges come, you have what's called tendencies. And these tendencies are right here. These tendencies are things you do instinctually, habitually. They just happen. You know that when you get depressed, you do what? You eat, or you go shopping, or when you get challenges at work, you shut down, you stop communicating. Or, so when challenges come, you have tendencies, and those tendencies create patterns. Patterns of behavior that create the actions that you put forward. Now, you can look at this in terms of context of you at work, how you interact with other employees, how you interact with your manager or the owner of a company, or how you interact with your spouse or children. This operates in all areas of any kind of relationship, okay? So your actions actually create your consequences. And those consequences, they create your reality. The only way this changes is for you to change. And what you have to change is to understand the process. Just like we did before, putting the hand on the cheek versus the chin, you need to know that number one, I need to know myself. First, I need to come to understand and be honest with myself. To lead myself, I need to know myself. So that means the next time I have a tendency, the next time this challenge comes, instead of doing what I feel, because I know that what I feel creates patterns of actions that creates my consequences, which gives me the reality that I don't want. So in order to change my reality, I'm going to need to change my process. So what you're going to do is the first thing, you're going to identify what tendencies do I have? What are some of the things that are stopping me from operating at 100%? And then you're going to say, you know what? My actions is what's important. So right here between tendencies and actions is choice. And you should write that down. Between tendencies and actions is the power of choice. I can choose to react differently. Instead of someone making you upset and you instantly start arguing, you can stop yourself and change your action. When you change your action, you would change your consequence and you would change your reality. That's important if you're going to change your productivity. Why? Because every day that you come in, you're thinking you're doing, bless you. Every day that you come in, you think you're doing the same job every day, but you're not. Every day you come in, you should do a better job today than you did yesterday. And you should build on that. And it should create momentum in your life. And you should have a sense of accomplishment. But if you don't recognize yourself, if you don't know what you're doing, you can't lead yourself. If you only know half of yourself, you're only giving half of yourself to the world. And today we want you to catch fire, but you have to catch fire all together. It can't just be one part of you, right? It has to be all of you on fire. But it's for you to understand how your mind works, then how your choices work and your actions work to create the reality you're in. Okay, so now let me ask you a question. The reality that your company is in right now financially, the reality that your company is in terms of whether you're in the hiring phase or firing phase or growth or downsizing, that reality came from the consequences of the actions. You go backwards on the scale. All right? It came from the consequences of the actions that were the patterns that created your present reality. So if you want a different outcome in your life, change your habits, change your actions, it changes your reality. And that's a powerful tool to know that you have the power of choice and action to change your reality. Just like, for example, the only reason why you have the job that you have, or the position that you have, or the company that you have, is because one day you changed your actions. And your actions were good, which created good consequences, which is giving you now the reality that you're owning this company, or you're hiring more employees, or as an employee you're doing well and favored in your company. Or if you're not the best employee today, you realize you can be better. You can become the best. So let's take a look at something. I want you to see something, and that is our next. Let's see if I can get to the next slide here. Okay, there we go. The next step is to be empowered. To be empowered. Collaboration increases effective team communication and positive results, which was mentioned in the back of the room earlier. It is communication. Collaboration increases effective team communication and creates positive results. So I want you to see what that looks like And for a second, if you bear with me, I am going to pull this up and attempt to have this play for you guys. And if some of you guys are my clients, and so you may have seen this on my LinkedIn, and if you have, it'll just be a reminder to you. But if you haven't, it'll be the first time, and I want you to see this. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. This is my LinkedIn profile, and feel free to send me a request, connection request, and I will gladly accept that from you. But here we go. Let's talk about communication and collaboration. Have you ever seen, or have you ever been in a position in the company where you just felt like you were losing control? Like, I mean, my gosh, you are trying to do your best. Either your managers challenge you, or your job is getting more challenging, things have changed, or the economy has changed, and it's changed now how you have to do your job. Or maybe there are new things you need to learn, and it's just so much piling up. You just feel like you're spinning out of control. When I saw this, I thought about iGNiTE. And I want to show you guys this. Look what happens. This turtle is in the same pool as everyone else, and look what happens. All right, so I'm going to stop this for a second, and I'm going to play it again, but this time, I want you not to observe the turtle that's spinning. That employee, let's just say this is an employee or a manager that needs help with something, or a business owner that needs help with something. The people around them are the support team, other employees, other departments, right? Maybe other business owners that are supposed to be in a relationship of holding each other accountable, right? I want you to look at the other turtles and notice what happens. Just don't look at the spinning turtle. All right, so let's talk about this, because it's all about observation. If you can observe correctly, remember, it's what you see, not all the time what you hear, that changes your life. What did you see and observe from the other turtles? Oh yeah, put it in the chat if you're here virtually. Put in the chat, what are some things, some observations that you made watching this video when it comes to team performance and communication for effective and positive outcomes? What are some things you see?
Online they're saying accepting, asking for help, and believing it's there. They ran to help is what I said. Someone else said some were willing to help and some turning their back.
Okay, that's good. All right, and from the room, I want to get some answers from the room. What are some observations that you've seen? Silence, great, perfect, yeah, perfect. So we'll add that to the list. So now, great answers, and this is the key. The turtle that was spinning didn't just lay on its back and stop moving. It was kicking. It was like, help, help. It was communicating to the group who were in the same pool, same company, same environment. I need help. And you had certain turtles come to them, and if you watch this video over again, you'll see something. You have certain turtles coming to them that are big, and then you have really small ones who can't really help, but they just want to go and be in the area. They are going to try to help. And even the little tiny ones went over to try to help. But there are ones on the outside, on the edges, who could care less. They're like, he's always flipping around on his back. This guy, he needs to be fired. They don't care. They're like, I'm doing a great job. I'm not going over there, right? Those people are cancers within organizations because they're not helping the team. They only care about themselves. But everyone else that's around this circle that's coming over to help cares about the company, cares about the mission, cares about the vision in the team, and here's the communication. I need help, and they all show up. That's how we have to be. Today, it's not about motivation. This iGNiTE is not about motivation. It's about transformation. We want you to leave. Barry and I want you guys to leave with tools that will help you transform yourself so that you can transform the culture within your company and you can then transform your life. This is what it's about. And you all can become transformation agents if you would just put some of these practices in place. And maybe for some of you who have been in business for a long time, you've already experienced this, where in companies you saw there were people that need help, or maybe you were someone that needed help, and you showed up and you helped out, or someone helped you. And those are valuable moments because that's what makes a team a team. Like you've heard before, there's no I in team. right? There's no I in team, but some smart person said, well, there's a me in team if you take the M and the E, right? But the point is, we all get there together. We're stronger together, and that's what I want to show you. When it comes to the team performing, it takes a team to perform. And if you think about your favorite sports team, why are they great? Are they great because of the players? I'll say no, because individually the players could destroy the team. They're great because of the coach, the coaching staff, being able to get all those talents together and have them go one direction with one focus. And that's the power of having a team that's on the same page, speaking the same language, caring about each other, moving forward every day, looking to help each other elevate to the highest levels and fighting for the highest good of each individual. That's you. And you may see yourself as small, like I just started here. How can I affect change in this culture? Well, you can. Come in positive, smiling, do your job, ask questions, help out where you can, be a light and try to help. And if someone has a challenge, if you don't know the answer, help them find it. If you have time, help them find it. And that's what we want to do, is we want to help you find the answers you need so that your company grows in the direction that it needs to grow in. And you as an employee, you get better. You get more powerful in the way that you present yourself, the way you show up. And let me see if I can bring this back full screen here. And then you're able to make a greater impact within your company's culture. Okay? All right, so this is the next step, and this is the next tool, because we want to talk about collaboration, increasing effective team communication, right? So check this out. This is the next step. It's called CORE. This is the next tool. CORE, C-O-R-E. All right, and this is a process. Again, this is one of those processes.
We got that screen again.
Okay.
Looks like we got two on the screen.
All right, so let me see if I can remember how she did that. High presented view. There we go. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Bam. All right. See, once you get equipped, you get empowered. Just an active demonstration right there. All right, so here we go. CORE process. All right, CORE stands for call it, own it, response, and execute. Now, the first on the left side is the know yourself part. Okay? So, what is my learning opportunity should be at the forefront of your mind, even with all your employees. If they're having challenges, it's because they have a learning process they have to go through. There's something they don't know that they need to know. There's something that they don't do that they need to do, right? So if you can call it, what is the challenge? What is the challenge that I'm having? If you can call it, the next thing you can do is own it. You can say, this is my challenge. If you look at the performance of any team, you can look at the metrics and look at the performance levels of every member of that team and say, these ones do certain things well and these ones don't do that well. And then these ones do certain things well and these ones don't. So you can look and see who does what well on each team. Well, the question is, why isn't all the members of your team operating at peak performance levels in every area they're supposed to? This is because they haven't looked at the core process of changing the things that are the challenges in their performance. Now, today, what I want you to do is get ignited in this area of helping your team develop and perform better by empowering them with education, right? So that's why this all links up together. When you look at the fact that every employee you hired were hired because you believe that they could do the job. Every manager, you hired them because you believe they could do the job. You started your company because you believe that you could do the job. Well, when it boils down to it, the reality is oftentimes once you get started, people start going in different directions. And then when you start to measure performance levels, you wonder what's going on. We're not all moving the same direction, right? And so that's important. We need to know what it is that what are the opportunities for growth. So we called it, now we're going to own it, and each team member has to do a self-assessment. And I would challenge you from the new hire all the way up to senior management to be able to sit down with them and say, okay, what are the performance metrics that we're going to look at, and what are the expectations? Now, let's look at each one. Where do you feel you are here? And usually most companies do like a 6-month review of employees, or at the end of the year review of performance. But I would challenge you to do it for yourself. Okay, these are the expectations. Look at the job, what's the job listing that they gave you? Not the job listing, the job description. All the things you were supposed to do. How well are you performing at all the things you were hired to do? And look at where you have your challenges.
Put it in the chat so we can all.
Right, put it in the chat. Look at the challenges that you were having. And then from there, once you own it, you can respond to it. Now it's like, okay, these are the things I'm having challenges with. So now you can either seek out a business coach like myself or someone else to come in and help train the individual, or the group. If the group is not doing something well, or not shifting because of the times and the economy, or you're trying to implement something new, if they're not all on the same page, moving in the same direction, then that's an area where we need to execute better, and that's where execute comes in. Being able to have people come into one area to say, look, this is where we are and this is where we're trying to get to, but we got to own it. So what's the core issues? And you have to be transparent. In order to be a leader worth following, you have to be a person that knows yourself and that leads yourself. In order to be a leader worth following, you have to know yourself so that you can lead yourself. Why? Because that's the only way you're going to know others to lead others. If you don't know how it looks to be on the other side of the table as you, then you're probably one of the biggest challenges in your company, because you don't know how you're showing up and affecting the people around you. And that's from being an employee to a manager to an owner. The key is you have to, in order for them to change, those around you to change, you have to change. And the way you change is by going through using this core process. Now, when you start thinking about your own personal performance, and we're glad that you're here and you're participating in iGNiTE today. When you think about your own individual performance, most of us would agree we're not operating at 100%. Most of us would say, you know what, there are things I could change. I know there are things I could change. Why? Why would you change? And this is the thing about vision. You need to change what you want to change your actions. Right now, most people drift into a place of being comfortable. I'm good. I'm comfortable with what I have, the income I'm making. My days are basically the same days. I'm comfortable. Until you get a different vision for where you're going, you'll never change where you are. So you got to start thinking bigger. Like, where do I want to go in 5 years, in 10 years? What do I want in my life that my present paycheck income cannot provide for me, right? And if you can envision yourself doing more and accomplishing more, you'll put forth more action now to get there. So the key is for you to right now to envision where you want your company to go and grow to. Do you want to expand? Do you want to scale? If not, do you want to stay where you are, but you want to provide more services and products, right? Do you want to hire more people? Do you want to be in more markets? As an employee, do you want to be trusted with more responsibility to qualify for bonuses? Do you want to be put in the position of more authority where they give you a new job with a higher title, a better income? Or if you're satisfied where you are, do you want to be the best in that position of anyone in your company, of anyone in the industry? Because being average gets you average results. And that's not what we want. We want you to get this. And remember what I said. Most of you, even right now, feel just like this. You know why? Because the attention span of a human is about 4 to 6 seconds. A goldfish is 8. So a goldfish has humans by 2. And so right now, you're probably starting to drift a little bit. You're thinking about lunch, feeling a little bit tired, but you got to press in. And remember I said stay engaged, because this is how you're going to change. You're going to change by changing yourself, pressing in. And hopefully by now you've gotten some understanding of knowing yourself, but the next step is to lead yourself, which is the bottom part. How are you responding? How are you responding to your challenges? How are you responding to those around you? If you're having challenges in your company with yourself or actually or other employees, that's something that needs to be discussed. If there's an expectation on you to do something as a manager or as an employee that you are having a challenge accomplishing, you should be talking to those above you to get those things fixed, because they're expecting you to fix it. And if you don't, it's going to look like it was all on you. The question at this point is, what are you owning and what are you responding to? The next question is execute. How are you executing change in your life? How are you growing? Are you growing? If you're going, you're growing. If you're moving, you're growing, right? If you're staying, you're decaying. It's atrophy. If you're staying the same, you're decaying, and you don't want that. You don't want to be trapped under all that pressure, under all that water that we showed you. You want to be ignited. You want to get that passion back, that drive back, that life back. So, and if you have any questions at any point, please post them in the chat. Feel free to ask a question here in the room. Of course, we're definitely open to that. But we want you to know that we care. We here at the BBB and with our company Manifest Media, we definitely want to help you get answers. We want you guys to know and get some of the tools you need to be better as an individual, as an employee, or a business owner within your company. We know that your staffs are facing some very unique challenges. Of course, we just came out of the last 2 years were hard on all of us. But right now we're in a rebuilding phase, and people are dealing with things at home, in their community. They're dealing with things on their job, and certainly we should care about that. But these are some of the tools that will help them get free. For us, the key is liberation. Now, BBB is based on trust. All what they do is based on trust. And so you have to trust the process to be liberated. What we're showing you right here is the process to be liberated as business owners, as employees. And the next thing is elevate. Elevate, establishing clearly defined and measurable individual and team goals with a reward-based performance plan guarantees the implementation of a successful strategy. That's a whole lot. I know it is. Take a picture, screenshot that. But that is golden. This right here, I should have made all that gold, because this is golden. If you can key in on this, if you can clearly define what it is you need to do and measure it, what you measure, you can maintain. Measure it as an individual and as a team, then corporately within the company, you guys are on the same page, moving in the same direction. That's important. But the management needs to do this. In order for you, because it's easy as a manager to set goals. I launched a radio station here in this market years ago, and we're about 30 days old here in this market, and the company had already owned 2 radio stations. And I came in as kind of like the general manager for this new station, and I sat down with the head of the company, and he set an expectation out to me. He called me to his office, and I was all excited. 30 days in, we're growing this new brand, launching it here in Richmond, Virginia, and he told me his budget expectation. He says, I want you to get to $50,000. I said, okay, that's doable, because I've worked with stations, we generated that revenue, well, actually way more than that revenue. And I was like, great. He says, but I need you to do that by the end of the month. That's a horrible, unrealistic expectation. And when you have leadership that has the wrong vision for how to grow a company, they can destroy the company. Of course, I stopped working there. There's just no way when you have leadership who has a vision that is not based in logic, you're going to leave. But when your company gives you an expectation that's reasonable, oh, you should be ready to attain that. When I left there and went to a new company, I actually started working as a general sales manager for another radio station. We built $4 million a year, way past $50,000 per month, right? But I had the support of the right kind of management. I had visionary management above me, helping me to reach those numbers, not just setting me out there to do it. So your job, whatever your expectation is, management has to do this. They have to set the right goal for you as an individual and for your team, but they also have to make it performance-based. There has to be a reward system in place. How many of you like to receive rewards? Show of hands. Okay, about 75% of you guys. One guy's like, look, I am reward. I don't need rewards, right? I get it. I understand. But still, we like to receive rewards. We know and I'm sure you may have heard this before. Business owners and managers say, well, your paycheck is your reward. Horrible. You don't want to say that. But there's other things that you can do. Some companies use gift cards and extra vacation times and money for incentive. But this is the point. If you're trying to get your employees to a new level, then you're going to have to incentivize them. And that's what we're talking about. Putting a performance-based plan that guarantees a successful strategy. What would you do to do that? If you're asking a company, I was on a team once, and they were asking us to generate another basically $150,000 in December, and we had maybe 15 days to do that. And they came to 3 of us and said, do you think you can do it? And of course, the other 2 and myself, we got together and said, yeah, we can do that. It's not a problem. We were selling advertising at the time. And this is what they said. You tell us what you want to win to hit your number. We each had to do 50,000. And do you know each one of us hit our 50,000? Why? Because I put the prize in place I wanted. And I asked for a lot. I didn't just ask for money. But the point is, when you put a prize system in place, don't just say, this is what we're going to do. Ask your employees. All right, give us some suggestions. What do you guys want? What would you like? Now, right now, I want you to put in the chat, what would motivate you to go to a whole new level? It can be anything. What would motivate you to go to a whole new level in your performance to hit the end of the year at the highest level possible? What would you say? What's a good incentive? Oh, they're thinking.
Like a bonus?
Yeah, a bonus. Cash is always great. Yeah. So what kind of money would you like to see if you hit your goal? Let's just say your goal this month was X. What type of money would you like someone who was above you say, if you do that, I'll give you this? What kind of money would that look like?
$5,000-$10,000 would be nice.
Okay. You like that? $5,000-$10,000?
Say 5K.
Okay, $5,000. All right, so if you hit your number, we're going to give you $5,000. Let me tell you what that looks like. The company that I was working for wanted us to generate $50,000 each. That's $150,000. Our prizes collectively was $5,000. They made $150,000 for $5,000 in bonuses. That's $145,000 they made. that they would not have made if they hadn't incentivized us with prizes we cared about. You see, so the question that you ask yourself is, what am I willing to pay my employees to show appreciation, to motivate them to have a high level of performance, to hit this number that I need to hit? That's the question you ask. And then you say, I had another company, we did this, and they said, you know what, we're going to take $10,000 out, and we're going to go buy all digital stuff. We bought digital cameras, we bought flat screen TVs, we bought all these kind of things, and we had a whole prize system set up. We had probably 20, 25 different prizes. And that sales team was on fire. They wanted that stuff because it was around Christmas time. It was perfect. But that $10,000 multiplied itself. It was easy. I mean, we're in advertising, so they're generating hundreds of thousands of dollars in advertising. The question that you have to ask yourself is, do you have an incentive plan in place for your employees? And maybe if you put one in place, it'll change the attitudes of some of the people that work there, because they're shocked. Number one, you care? Like, yeah, we care, and we're going to show you. We're going to demonstrate it by putting this plan in place. But you have to clearly define the goal and make it measurable for the individual and for the team. That's what's important. But the key here is leadership. In order to become a leader worth following, you have to put some things in place that the employees need, want, and care about. And so it's not enough to give people a job. You have to give them a vision. And then you also have to give them an example as the owner. You have to come in 100% yourself. You have to come in and be able to demonstrate that you are trying to operate in a better way, communicate in a better way. You care about them as team members, and every team member's voice counts. You want them to know that you care, and you want your managers to have the same attitude. And if you discover, and this is unfortunate, if you discover someone on your team that is counterproductive, you need to take them aside and put them on a 90-day plan. A 90-day plan to change, to add value, and not take away from your company. You don't just fire them because it takes so much, it's going to cost you a lot. They already know the systems, they know the people, they're already in this, already are hired. So work with them. And if not, hire me to come in and I'll work with them. And I'll tell you what, I'll get them up in 90 days. They'll be one of your best employees. Yes?
Dave Terry online said, don't ask employees to do what you're not willing to do.
Oh, that's great. That's exactly right. If we want our employees to operate at a higher level, we must do the same. And that comes from being educated and empowered. And that's what we're doing here at iGNiTE. We're helping to educate, empower, and now elevate everyone to a whole new level. Why is that important? And you may be asking yourself, well, why is that important? It's important because you're not in business to just creep by. You're in business to excel, to do great. You want to do great things. And I want to help you with that. That's part of what we do here with Manifest Media, is we come in and we help companies do that. Look at the structure, the existing starting point of where we are, and hear from you where you want to go. And as employees, I've been hired by employees to say, look, I want to operate at a higher level. How do I get there? A higher level of performance for myself, economically. I want to be able to hit my income levels. I wanted to change. How do I change? And so I've been a general sales manager. I've been in management, and I know how to help with that as well. And so what the key for you is, you have to be able to talk the talk and walk the walk with your employees. Not just delegate and walk away and say they better get it or I'm firing them. That's a horrible environment. That's a horrible culture. But the best cultures, as we found through the Aristotle study with Google, is the ones that are the most supportive. The ones who actually come in and challenge their employees and then get in the mud with them to do the hard work of changing and becoming better. And that's what we want to do with you guys. So, all right, so let me bring this back up and we're going to close here. I want to make sure that, let me see, yeah, this is showing correctly. All right. You have to work smarter and not harder. That's the key. Work smarter and not harder. So, one thing that, and you know what, let me go back and I'll show you this. I want to show you something about working smarter and not harder. So imagine you're in a race. You're in a bike race. Let's just say you're in a bike race, and you are not the most athletic. You're not at the front of the pack, but you're in the race. And every day you're in the race, and you got to remember, your boss is in the race. The owners of the company are in the race. They're in the race for revenue share in the market. They're in the race for performance, because if you have stocks, you got to look at the stockholders. You got to be able to perform, and all that's very important. But I want to show you something. I saw this. This is the last video I'll show you guys. But I saw this. This guy was in last place. I'll pull this up so you can see it. This guy was in last place, and let me pull this down here. All right, so let me share this, and we'll end on this note. This guy was in last place in the race, and you may feel like you're behind. You may feel like that you've been challenged and you just don't know how to fix it. And I'm here as your coach to tell you there's a way out. There's some things you can do right now that will change your reality today, tomorrow, and for years to come. This guy's in last place, right? I want you to see this. And so he's not the fastest because he's in the back. If he was the fastest, he'd be in the front. But look at what happens. And I'm going to mute this because I don't particularly like the music that they play behind it. But I want you to see what this guy does. Now, this guy represents an employee who's behind, or an employee who is a good employee that's having some challenges right now. They fell behind, or an executive or a manager who's not really leading their team well. And so they're challenged every day with, how do I get them to perform? I know I have a good team, but I just don't know what I need to do to get them to that level. So that's what this guy represents. Now watch what he does. Now at this point, you think he's passed the pack. He's won. There's still a guy in front of him. Watch what happens. Look at the guy. The guy he just passed is looking, he's pulling as hard as he can, and this guy just flew past him. Now what happened? Why did this guy go from last place to now first place? Let's talk about it.
Changed. That was amazing.
He changed.
Out of the box thinking, for sure.
He did what? He worked smarter. What are they saying in the chat? He worked smarter. And look, he didn't care how foolish he looked. He did what was necessary to use the laws of physics, really, aerodynamics, right? Lay it out on this bike, which is not illegal, by the way. He laid out on a hill, by the way. It was a downslope. So he let that happen, and he passed every person that was already in front of him. It doesn't matter how far other people are ahead of you in your job, in your career. If you work hard today, you work smarter today, you can pass them in the long run. And he passed the leader, who was leading by a mile. Did you see how far the leader was ahead of everybody else? So he knew he had this thing won. Then here comes this banana on a bike, laid out, and he's passing him, flying. Not just passing, but flying past him. As a leader, as a manager, this is what you can do. This guy got on fire. He says, I got an idea. I cannot outpedal these guys, but I can outsmart these guys. And that's what he did. He laid out. Leaders can affect change in their teams by doing the same thing. Change the way that you're doing your job. You can change the outcomes for the companies you work for.
Keyboard shortcuts.
And let me show you this. This is what happens. This guy lays out, and look what happens. Even within your company, it can be recognized. This change can be recognized by those who are employees like you. And guess what? Let's say this guy in front of you is the owner. Look what happens. This guy's on a motorcycle. He passes the motorcycle, and look what the owner does. Let's go, guy. Let's go. Even the owner will recognize your performance and want to be a part of that and part of that change in your life. Yeah, even the owner will do that. And those around you, and this is the thing, you can affect change in the lives of other people by getting ignited yourself. If you don't like your present reality, what? That tendency, change that pattern, change that action that will change the consequence, which also changes your outcome and your reality. And this is, I want you guys to see this. This right here, I did this for a purpose. This lighter represents a person who started with the company and got under all this pressure. I need somebody with really small hands to come up here. I need a volunteer with small hands. Any volunteers?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, sir, and what is your name?
Victor.
Victor. What's your company?
Multiple.
Multiglay. All right, so what do you guys do?
We are a creative agency that works with churches.
All right, so come in here so they can see you.
Hello.
All right, so go ahead and reach in and take that out.
Hey.
Can you get it?
Yep.
All right, everybody give Victor a hand. I was shocked. All right, so this is what I want you to do. I want you to stand here, and I want you to get in front of the camera.
Yes.
Are you ignited?
Increased my database updating efficiency.
You're ignited? Okay, good.
By at least
I want you to
20%.
show them. I want you to light that lighter and show them you're ignited.
All right, here we go. It's gonna work.
Let's see.
Oh.
How many of you think it's not going to work? All right, so right here, this is what he was when he started, right? But we want him to be ignited. Now try again, and this time hold down the red button. Yep.
Okay.
That's what it takes.
Ah.
It takes another person to come to ignite him again. Thank you so much. Everybody give him a hand. Good job. That person is you. Today, you are a transformation agent. You're a change agent. Today, you've been equipped with some tools and tactics that can help you become better, to do more. And you can go out and affect change in the lives of those in your company, in your community, in your family. Today, my hope is that you will be ignited to the point where you do that. You take that challenge and you go out and you do the best you can to be the best you can be every day, using the Know Yourself to Lead Yourself tool, and that you discover the challenges you have, at the same time using the core tool to understand what it is you need to own and change and execute so that you can change your reality, and then you can change the reality of other people. All right, so my name is Stephen Walker for Manifest Media. We love you guys, and we're praying for every one of you. We want you to be the best you can be. If you need help, let me know. I'm here for you. Of course, our team is here for you, and I want to show you this last slide. This is the thing that we're all about. If you're like, what is your company about? This is what we're about. Transformation of team communication, which is a word you said right from the beginning. Communication is key. And we have a workshop that we do on that, and I definitely want to do, this was just kind of a sampling of what we do with iGNiTE, the processes we use for that, but we're definitely open to having, coming out and talking with your team. And if you're open to it and you want that, please let me know. Put it in the chat. So yes, I want more information, and I'll definitely get you more information on that. And just to give you a kind of a preview of that, when it comes down to it, these are the things that we do, and this is a $10,000 package. There are 5 workshops. We do it over a 5-week period. For some teams, we have to narrow down to 2, but we help each person discover their leadership voice. We also show them the power of their voice as an individual. We show them the art of collaboration within teams and optimizing their team performance, and then we show them what Team Kryptonite looks like. For us, we believe that each person is equipped with a special voice, a special superpower within their team to help their team, and those superpowers come out, and that's what these symbols actually represent. We believe that most of the people that we work with fit in these categories, and you see them on the screen. You're either a nurturer, you're a creative, you're a guardian, you're a pioneer, or you are a connector. And then once you know your voice and who you are within your team, and you know the makeup of your team, everyone can collaborate better and speak the same language and move in the same direction easier. So what am I?
Yeah.
I'm actually a connector. Everyone speaks in all 5 voices, but I am a connector creative is my top 2. I love connecting with people, and as you can see, I'm very creative and expressive and all that kind of thing. I love that. But once you know who you are, and this helps you, I definitely want to help you guys get that. So if you reach out to me and let me know that you want to get more information, I will give you a free assessment, the 5 voices assessment, so that you can take that. It's 80 questions. It's simplified. You'll also get a 30-day free trial, and you'll get videos that are designed custom just for you and your personality. And Victor, you're smiling. Why are you smiling?
Because I'm a nurturer creative.
So you already taken it before. All right. So Victor's a nurturer creative. Okay. Makes sense. So yeah, we definitely want to help you know your team, know yourself better, and I will send that out to everyone who wants it. So just reach out to me. You can reach out to me at Stephen@mypurposemypower.com. That is my, let me see if I get to my slide for that. That is my email address, and let's see, is it up here? Yeah, there you go. All right, there you go. You can reach out to me here, and just let me know that you'd like to get the 5 voices assessment and talk about, and if you're interested in doing a team workshop for your staff, I will come and do it for free. And that probably shocked you. For free, I will come out and do that for you to help your team get started and going in the right direction. So I'm going to stop right here. We got 1 minute. I want to see if there are any questions before we end. Does anyone have any questions on the Zoom or in the room? Any questions?
So you'll email us out the 5 voices.
Yeah.
For free, and
Yep.
we get to take those 80 questions to figure out what we are.
Right. So if you email me, I'll send you the links to the assessment, and then I'll send you some more information as well on the 5 voices to help you understand that process better. But I've used 2 of the tools from the 5 voices already, and we have over 60 tools we use with teams and leaders all over the country. Yes.
Is this something going to be recorded and be able to watch later?
This session today?
Okay.
Yep. It's been recorded, and so yeah, if you email me, whoever emails me, I'll send them the link, and you can share this with your team or with whoever you like. Yep. Great question. Appreciate that. So we would do that. All right. So we have it recorded. We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, we're good. All right. Well, look, thank you all for your time. I appreciate it. It's an hour. It happens really fast. We got a question from the Zoom room. Yes.
Rich Sayer said that he increased his database updating efficiency by at least 20% using computer keyboard shortcuts and cutting and pasting commonly used text instead of typing it every time. I didn't think about doing that we increased that.
That's golden, and there's you can actually Google that list of commonly used keyboard shortcuts. Actually, that should be what you Google, and it'll be a chart, and it'll show you all of them. If you can remember them all, you're doing great. I know about 10, and they are very, very helpful. So yeah, great point. Thank you. All right, anybody else have anything? If not, I do thank you for your time, and like I said, the iGNiTE is a series, and we'll be doing this with BBB hopefully again, but there'll be some other organizations in RVA that we'll be doing this with, as well as chambers of commerce. So keep a lookout for iGNiTE, and please reach out to me. I'd love to work with you guys and get you more information on individual coaching, leadership coaching, as well as team coaching. I'm Stephen Walker from Manifest Media, and look, we want you to get empowered and get ignited and ignite someone else. That's our goal. So thank you so much. Have a good day.
We should let them know to stay in the room and share their information.
Oh.
Not too many people put in what they actually do.
Oh yeah, if you want to network, please do that. Please go into the chat and put in your name.
I can keep it open until like 2:05, 2:10 for people to
great.
exchange information.
Yeah, and if you guys want to stay in the room and chat, absolutely do that. Let me stop sharing here. Yeah, put your information in the chat. You never know, the person that you're seeing may not be your client, but they may be connected to people who you can do business with. And that's the power of networking, especially here in the room. If you have your cards, please exchange them with each other as well, because we're stronger together. And so let me take a look here. Life-Changing Productions RVA, thank you. Absolutely. Prosperity Financial Services, I know is in there. And we have people in the room as well. But look, thank you so much. We're thankful for everybody that showed up live. We're trying to get back to this, but those who are here virtually, thank you for taking some time out of your day to join with us as well. Feel free to stay in the room and connect with each other. We look forward to connecting with you guys again. Have a great day. We'll see you the next time. All right, so I'll stay here in the chat with you guys too as well. David, hey, glad you can make it, brother.
Yeah, sorry, man. Just had some issues, and then, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you made it. And Dave, you made it. Dave Terry. Man, the Daves are showing up today. You had some great questions, Dave. Appreciate that. And he's on the beach somewhere, it looks like. That looks wonderful. All right, so we got Dave's information, MetaFit RX. Absolutely, check them out. That's great. And you guys feel free to share and copy. And when you go to chat and you click on it, there's 3 dots to the right where it says 2. There's 3 dots to the right where the smiley face is. You actually can click on that and click Save Chat. And then you can save all the contact information for everyone and just network with each other. Go and have coffee or schedule a Zoom and get to know each other and see how you can help each other do business. I know David is a super networker. I mean, this guy is amazing. He's going to run for governor one day, I'm sure. He knows so many people.
me and Dave Terry, right?
No, Dave Ambrose. I'm talking about you. Yeah. So, but yeah, thank you guys for being with us today. We appreciate it, and please reach out to me. I would love to hear from you guys and connect with you.
Do you have the next meeting scheduled?
No, I'm actually talking with another organization called Needle's Eye Ministry.
Okay.
They have another group of business owners, and I was talking to Chesterfield and the Minority Business League as well. So I'll let you know. Absolutely, I got your information. I'll let you know when our next meeting is going to be.
All right.
Absolutely.
Plan better next time, and just, yeah. Sorry.
Good question. Yeah, I know you got meetings. You have a lot of meetings you attend. So, all right. So, does anybody else have any questions for me?
Can you're gonna send out the recording?
Yeah, for everybody that emails me and lets me know that they want to get that, yeah, I'll just need that. You can just email me as a reminder for those who are already my clients, but it helps with a reminder to let me know that you want it. You want the recording. And you,
I'll send that to you.
yep. And Joshua, yeah, he'll send it to me, and I'll get it sent out to you guys as well. And there again is my email and my phone number. Feel free to call me as well. I'm definitely open to that. There you go. Good deal. All right, so we can go ahead. We'll go ahead and stop here. But look, thank you guys.